Hello everyone, today I'm going to do some upcycling of old Barbie furniture that I have. Today I want to do these two pieces that I have from when I was younger. As you can see, the style of them with the legs remind me of Urkel furniture, which is kind of like a mid-century modern style, so that's what I'm going to do to work on these. I don't exactly know what I'm going to need or use during this. I'm kind of just going to wing it. But the first thing I'm going to do is use some sandpaper. It'll just give us something a bit easier to work on. I don't know how well the camera is being able to pick this up, but as you can see, where we've sanded it down, it's gone all matte and the texture feels really different. And the light, you can't actually see the reflection of the light as opposed to this side where it's still really shiny. That's definitely the look that I'm wanting to achieve, because I want to make these items look more wooden because of the mid-century modern aspect of them. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'm just trying to make it grainy. Also, I want to paint these pieces. The grainy texture will take the paint a lot better. Alright, so it's the next day now, and I'm going to try and start painting this. I want to go for a dark brown colour, just to get a more mahogany wood grain effect. I'm going to try and just paint it straight onto the plastic, which I've now sanded down. I don't think I've done the best job at it. There's still some spots where it's still a bit shiny, but it's mainly, it's gotten the texture where I want it to be a bit more. So at least that's on our side. It will probably take quite a few coats just to cover up the turquoise colour. I'm going to be doing a second coat on the front. That's the more visible parts. As you can see, the bit that's still turquoise, I'm gonna paint completely brown, but I'm only gonna leave that as one coat just because it's not gonna be visible because it's the back. So I'm gonna do the front once it's dry. I think the best way to do this is to not have your paintbrush so watery. So if you go to clean it, make sure that you dry it with a tissue afterwards. The paint I'm using is just a standard cheap acrylic paint. I got it from Lidl a little while back, but you don't need anything too expensive for something like this, in my opinion. The other thing that I've found when painting this is that the shiny parts where I didn't quite sand it down, the actual turquoisey colour is coming through a bit more, whereas where I've sanded it down, the paint has stuck a lot better. So now that I'm done basically doing all of the base coats of the dark wood colour, I've got up a reference photo of mahogany wood grain, and I'm going to use the colours and the style of the wood grain. So the paints that I've gotten out now as well are both acrylic paints still, and that's the colours sienna and burnt sienna, so pretty easy to remember. So it's the next day now. I just left everything to dry overnight. The next thing I'm going to do is varnish everything just to make sure that the paint stays in place and doesn't start to scratch or rub off. So I'm just using this Duraclear matte varnish, which I bought to do some doll painting with. I'm not very good at doll painting, so I'm going to use this. The thing about this one is it needs to be mixed in with water, so I've poured some water out already, and it's about 60 parts water to 40 parts of this varnish. Make sure that when you do it, you're in a well fumigated area because that's quite strong. I've just mixed that in together with my paintbrush, and then I'm just going to start putting on a layer of varnish onto each of my pieces of furniture. Obviously I've left the main part of this armchair green because I'm going to cover it up by gluing on some fabric at the end, but you'll see that. So now I've finished putting on a coat of the varnish. I'm just going to leave that all to dry. It should only take one coat, but I will note that the backs of the pieces where I only did one coat of paint is kind of dispersing more because of the varnish. So make sure that when you do paint anything that is going to be seen or that you want covered is completely covered with a thick layer of paint, at least 2 coats I would say. So now that the varnish has finished drying, I am going to start on the finishing touches. I'm really happy with the way that these have actually turned out. These have turned out better than I thought they would, and I think it's because it was also just a bit easier than I thought it would be. So I definitely say give this a shot. I will definitely be doing this again with some other furniture that I have left over from when I was younger that might be a bit of a garish colour and doesn't quite match the theme that I'm going for with this diorama. So what I want to do next with this chair is, as I said earlier, I left it green because I want to cover it in fabric so that it looks more like an Urkel living room chair. So I have a spare scrap bit of fabric and it's the exact colour that I want for this. It's a little wide, but it's long enough to go all the way around the green part of the chair. Okay, so I've left the seat out to dry. It's a bit tricky with the fabric and the glue because it's not fabric glue and it's not sticking all too well, but the glue is still rather sticky, so it's sticking to my fingers more than it's sticking to the chair, so I'm just trying to let it dry for the most part. So I'm just going to move on to the next bit then and do the TV stand. So this bit I'm really excited with. I'm more excited about this piece because I bought on an Etsy shop a little TV with a little games console. I'll link the Etsy store down below in the description for you if you want to go check it out. They have a lot of quality products on there and it came super quick time. I think it is based in the UK, so it came quickly for me because I'm also based in the UK. But this is not sponsored, by the way. I'm here to review some products. So I bought this TV and it's got a screen capture of one of the games that I bought, which is Wii Sports Resort. That's what my doll will be playing. They even did the back of the TV as well, so it looks really great, and a little tiny remote. This is meant to be a 1 to 12 scale, but it's a perfect size for 1 to 6 in my opinion. I bought a Wii console for mine, and that's because I could also choose what games that I could get with it. And I've had a Wii console before. I sold it last year, so sadly I cannot play these games anymore. So I thought I'd get them so that I was going to call her a sim, she's not a sim, so my doll can play these Wii games and enjoy them just as much as I did. So I got 2 of the Harry Potter Legos, I got Raymond Rabbit's TV Party, I've got America's Next Top Model on there, and then I've also got some classic Wii games like Wii Fit, Wii Sports, and also Mario Kart. So I'm going to stick the TV onto this TV stand, see how that looks, and then I'm going to use the shelves as well to put some of the equipment on the shelves.